Hello viewers, today I will explain you about the past perfect continuous tense. Introduction. He had been swimming in the pool here, he had taken a bus into a town and he fell on the floor. Here he is talking about the situation that he fell. When we look back to something before the past time, we use the past perfect continuous tense. So the past perfect continuous tense is about the action which happened for over a period of time and before the other activity in the past. For example, the swimming went on for some time before he fell on the floor. It means he fell on the floor. It's also the past simple tense, past activity, and the swimming went on. It's also in the past tense, but the first activity in this is about that he had been swimming, which continue for certain period of time. Now we can understand more in the other examples. He had been swimming in the pool before he fell on the floor. He fell after the swimming. This is very clear written here that the first activity is swimming and second one is he fell. So the past perfect continuous tense is about that he had been swimming. These are written in the green alphabets. Now it shows that an action that started in the past continued up until another time in the past. It means that the action which started in the past and continued for a certain period of time before another activity in the past. The past perfect continuous tense is constructed using structure. So this is a structure simply written in the green alphabets: subject plus had been plus an ing form of verb. Here we also use since of or about the time reference. This is very clear. Now, where we have to use the since of or? Since of or is defining about the time period, that how long that action continued. Since we use for the how long the thing which went on in the past, but about the particular time. For example, since 1 o'clock, since yesterday, since last year, since 1999. For example, there can be a lot: since January, since February, and the months also. But since is about the particular or specific time period. For we use for how long something has continued over a period of time. Over a period of time here. So we use for here for 1 day, for 1 week, for 2 years, for 10 minutes, for 2 months, for the 6 months, etc. Now, the past perfect continuous tense. The past perfect continuous tense indicates an action began in the past and continued up to the present. Present perfect continuous tense is about which indicates action began in the past and continued up to the present. It means present perfect continuous tense and past perfect continuous tense these are different things. In a present perfect continuous tense, the action started in the past but continued to the present. But in the past perfect continuous tense, it shows that something began in the past but continued in the past and also ended in the past at a defined period of time. So this is the main difference between the present perfect continuous and past perfect continuous tense, that present perfect continuous tense shows you that action started in the past but it is continued in the present. But for the past perfect continuous tense, the action started in the past and completed in the past, but it had a the duration of time, or you can say the how long the period, how long that activity continued up in the past. Examples: he found the book which he had been looking for it ages. So here you can understand easily that the green alphabets shows you the past perfect tense, had been looking, and there are two things in the past that he found the book. So the first thing is that he had been looking for it for ages. It means he had been looking at for a long time. This is a previous past activity. And for a duration of time means, for ages means for a long time, and he found that book. This is also the second activity in the past, but this is after that he had been looking for it ages, and then he found the book. So this is the same thing. In the second example, he felt tired because he had been working all day. So what happened? He had been working first all day. First activity is this, and second, then he became or he felt tired. Now, when, for, since, and before, these words are also used along the past perfect continuous tense. Examples are here. For example, number 1, Martha had been walking 3 miles a day before he fell down on the ground. This is the example, just like I have given you the before, that two activities, and the older activity is past perfect continuous tense with the duration of time period which is 3 miles a day. Now the second one, he had been throwing rocks at her window for 5 minutes. Here the duration is 5 minutes, and the second activity is before she finally came out on the balcony. So the first activity is that he had been throwing rocks at her window for 5 minutes. Then what happened? Then she finally came out on the balcony. Positive sentences. Subject plus had been plus ing form of verb, or you can say first form verb plus ing plus time reference. This is a positive sentence structure. He found the purse. He had been finding it for 2 months. In this you can easily understand that he had been finding that thing, or you can say a purse, for 2 months. This is a duration of time period, it's 2 months, and the first older activity is past perfect continuous tense having the duration of time period shown in the green alphabets. And the second older activity, second past activity is, or you can say new past activity, then this is found. He found the purse. He got driving license. He had been learning since 2013. It means the first older activity is that he had been learning and have a duration of what? Or a particular time period. It's about, since we are using here for since 2013. And then he got the driving license. Same, the third example is finally they met him. They had been waiting for him since Wednesday. Here the first older activity is they had been waiting him for since Wednesday. Then what happened? Then they finally met him. These activities, all activities are in the past, but having two different structures. The first is past simple and the second is past perfect continuous tense. And the past perfect continuous tense is shown in this by the green alphabets. Negative sentences. In the negative, you have to use the not word between the had been. So simply what happened? You just have to adjust not between the had been. Remember it. Put the not in a correct position. He had not been finding it for 2 months. Structures here: subject plus had not been plus the verbs present participle form of first form verb plus, or you can say the ing form of verb is, these are all same, plus object plus time reference. Second example is he had not been learning since 2013. Third is he had not waiting for him since Wednesday. Interrogative form. Interrogative form, you just have to place had in the first position. It is shown here in the structure, had plus subject plus been plus verbs present participle form, or you can say first form verb plus ing plus object plus time reference. Example: had he been finding it for 2 months? Had he been learning since 2013? Had they been waiting for him since Wednesday? So the most important things about the past perfect tense is that the activity, when we look back to something before the past time, it means we are looking back to the past situation or past time. So there should be some situation in the past which we compare with the other activity in the past, so we can understand the past perfect continuous tense. And it should have the time period of time, or you can say how long it continued up. So the past perfect continuous tense show you the duration of past activity which continued for some time and also completed in the past but before the other activity in the past tense, as I have explained you in the previous examples. I hope that you understand this, and this is very easy to understand.